In one of our previous videos, we explored African female soldiers. Now, we will explore African powerful leaders. Throughout history, powerful women have shaped nations across every continent. While many European queens are household names, their African counterparts remain unfamiliar to most of us, despite their remarkable achievements. They showed remarkable political intelligence, specializing in diplomacy, governance, and administration, and sophisticated military strategies that often outmaneuvered their opponents. They were queens, spiritual leaders, mighty warriors, skilled diplomats, royal advisors, and daring rulers who revolutionized leadership. Although most of their names do not appear in traditional history, their legacy lives on across the continent, preserved through cultural tradition and oral histories. Let's meet these remarkable African queens, whose courage, wisdom, and leadership forever changed the course of history. Queen Nandi stands as one of Southern Africa's most powerful female rulers in history. Unlike many who inherited their positions, her path to leadership was marked by extraordinary challenges. Born in 1766 to Bebe, her life changed dramatically after becoming pregnant by King Senzangakona, who subsequently married her. At the royal household, she faced bitter hostility and mistreatment, as she was not the king's favorite wife, but her strong will and tenacity only grew stronger. Eventually, her refusal to accept mistreatment led to exile from the palace, forced to live with her young son Shaka. She sought safety among her Langeni people, turning what could have been defeat into an opportunity to shape her son's character. In exile, Nandi became both mother and teacher to Shaka, recognizing and nurturing the leadership potential within him, until King Senzangakona died, and he was called to claim his father's throne. Shaka idolized his mother. Upon taking power, he appointed Nandi queen and his personal advisor. While she is most commonly recognized as King Shaka's mother, but her role was far more significant. She spotted his strengths and leadership abilities early, carefully nurturing these qualities through deliberate training. She formed crucial political alliances with powerful figures who would later help Shaka on his path to greatness. Her political intelligence and diplomatic abilities gave Shaka advantages that contributed significantly to his success. She is remembered not just for giving birth to one of South Africa's great kings, but as an iconic figure in Zulu history. Queen Aebi Ugbabi stands as one of the most fascinating figures in Nigerian history. She was known as the female king or Eze in Igbo land, governing over 33 communities of Enugu Ezike. According to historian Achebe, Aebi's journey began when she fled her hometown to escape a spiritual declaration. It was a ceremony where she had been designed as a wife to a female deity, a common spiritual practice in northern Igbo land at the time. Rather than accept this predetermined fate, Aebi chose exile, a dangerous but decisive act of self-determination. In exile, she became a prostitute, a circumstance she strategically transformed into opportunity. This profession allowed her to travel extensively and develop connections with people from many different backgrounds. She possessed remarkable linguistic abilities, mastering languages that would later open doors to influential circles. Her language skills enabled meetings with high-ranking officials, including British colonial administrators. She also formed a strategic alliance with King Atta Igala, gaining crucial support for her ambitions. During the colonial rule, she ascended to the position of female king, assuming authority in roles traditionally reserved exclusively for men. Aebi's reign generated controversy, partly because she fully embraced traditionally male practices. Records indicate she married multiple wives and claimed children through them, directly challenging gender norms of her society. She faced criticism for bypassing elders in decision-making, breaking with traditional governance protocols. Despite the controversies, She is celebrated today for directly challenging Igbo land's patriarchal norms. She assumed traditional authority in spaces previously reserved exclusively for men, creating new possibilities for women. Her legacy challenges simplistic understandings of gender roles, demonstrating how one remarkable woman created space for herself in systems designed to exclude her. Queen Nana Ya Asantewa stands as one of Africa's most courageous royal figures. As Queen Mother of Ejisu in Ghana's powerful Ashanti Empire, she would make history through unprecedented leadership. She became the first African female general to lead an army against British colonial forces when the British authorities demanded the sacred golden stool, the spiritual embodiment of the Ashanti nation. Breaking all precedents, this Queen Mother transformed into a military strategist and general, personally directing Ashanti forces. Her military campaign demonstrated remarkable effectiveness, resulting in victory during the first 3 confrontations with colonial forces. Though eventually overwhelmed by Britain's superior weaponry and numbers, Ya Asantewa's resistance lasted far longer than colonial officials anticipated. This final Anglo-Ashanti conflict became known as the War of the Golden Stool, cementing her place in both Ghanaian and world history. Today, Queen Nana Ya Asantewa's courageous stand against imperialism resonates throughout Ghana and beyond. Her story has become central to discussions of women's leadership and empowerment, providing that the defense of culture and freedom recognizes no gender boundaries. Princess Mkabayi Kajama's story begins with an extraordinary act of defiance. Born a twin in the Zulu kingdom, tradition demanded one twin must die to prevent misfortune. Yet, her father, the king, refused this sacrifice. This defiance had consequences. As the twins grew, they faced bitter resentment from their community. Every misfortune, from failed harvest to illness, was attributed to their forbidden existence. Mkabayi possessed a stronger, more dominant character than her twin sister. The first glimpse of Mkabayi's political acumen came when she assisted her father in finding a new wife. This strategic move temporarily improved public opinion when the new wife bore an heir to the throne. Following the king's death, Mkabayi made an unprecedented move that shocked Zulu society. She declared herself regent for a young half-brother, in a culture where female leadership was virtually unknown. This bold assertion of authority shifted public opinion from cautious acceptance back to outright rejection. Her authoritarian nature effectively forced men to submit to her leadership, despite their resistance to female authority. Despite being described as cunning and ambitious, Mkabayi's complex legacy challenges simplistic understandings of power in pre-colonial African societies. Queen Yenenga stands as one of Africa's most beloved legendary figures. While she was born a princess of the Dagomba Kingdom in what is now northern Ghana, she is remembered as the mother of the Mosi Kingdom in present-day Burkina Faso. She is celebrated for her remarkable bravery, strategic military mind, and powerful spiritual presence. Unlike most royal daughters, Yenenga trained alongside her 3 brothers in combat arts and military skills. She mastered horseback riding with such skill that it became a signature ability in battle. Her prowess with spears, bows, and arrows proved equally impressive, making her a formidable warrior from a young age. These exceptional abilities led to unprecedented military success, winning battle after battle for her kingdom. Following in her father's footsteps as a warrior, she was appointed commander of her own military unit, a position never before held by a woman before her in the kingdom. Under her leadership, her forces achieved numerous victories, establishing her reputation as a military genius, making her essential to her father's war strategy, and eventually becoming his most valuable military asset. Despite reaching marriageable age, her father forbade her to marry, unwilling to lose his most valuable military commander. Due to her father's unshaken stance regarding marriage, Yenenga chose rebellion, fleeing her father's kingdom on horseback toward the unknown. In the forest, fate led her to Riali, a skilled elephant hunter who would change the course of her life. In him, Yenenga found a partner who respected both her warrior spirit and her desire for family. Her rebellion led to something far greater than personal freedom. It became the foundation of the Mosi kingdom. What began as one woman's quest for self-determination evolved into one of Africa's most powerful kingdoms, lasting for centuries. Today, Queen Yenenga is honored not only as an outstanding warrior and tactical genius, she stands as a heroine who refused to let anything, even royal duty, stand in the way of her freedom of choice. Tetu Betul stands as one of Ethiopia's most extraordinary royal figures. She witnessed and shaped some of the most pivotal moments in her nation's history, from 1851 to 1918. Her marriage to Emperor Menelik II, initially king of Shoa before becoming Emperor of Ethiopia, created a powerful political alliance. She was a woman of outstanding intelligence and an intellectual master strategist who utilized these abilities to expand her influence. She excelled in diplomacy, preferring peaceful solutions, but never hesitating to take decisive action when necessary. When Italian colonial forces threatened Ethiopian sovereignty, Tetu's leadership would be tested in unprecedented ways. She employed sophisticated military strategies, including an extensive intelligence network of spies across the region. One of her most brilliant tactical decisions was ordering the cutting off of the Italian forces' water supply. This strategic move severely weakened the invading army, demonstrating her understanding of both terrain and human necessity. Her military acumen contributed significantly to Ethiopia's victory at the Battle of Adwa in 1896. This triumph was recorded as one of the most significant victories of any African army at the time, spreading her fame worldwide. This remarkable achievement helped pave the way for the colonization movement across the continent in later decades. Beyond military and diplomatic triumphs, Tetu founded Addis Ababa, which would become Ethiopia's capital city. Her foresight in urban planning and development created a foundation for the thriving metropolis that Addis Ababa would become. Her name remains honored throughout Ethiopia and beyond as a powerful reminder that exceptional leadership, regardless of gender, can alter the course of history and preserve a nation's freedom for generations to come. These weren't just queens. They were architects of nations, defenders of cultures, and shapers of history. Despite colonial oppression, these remarkable African women defined their nation's political, social, and military destinies. As advisors and strategists, they brought unique perspectives that transformed challenges into triumphs. As diplomats, they wielded words as effectively as weapons, securing victories that battlefields alone could never achieve. Their legacies aren't relics of the past. They are blueprints for the future. The African woman was never designed to be silent or secondary. She was born to lead, to fight, to strategize, to build, and to transform. Just as these queens did. Just as African women continue to do today. With this, we are wishing all women happy International Women Month.